Good morning, sir.
Fine. So, did you try the yesterday things?
Yes, sir. I tried.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everything understood, right? Any doubts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we proceed with next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Good. So, next thing we are going to discuss about the control statements, right? So, we are having two types of control statements, like control statements in the sense to control our coding execution, to control our coding execution, program execution. So we are having two types of conditional statement. Let me open some notepad. Okay. Statements. Okay. So we are having two types of control statement. One is like conditional statement. Okay. So another one is your looping statements. Maybe you have studied these cases in C program or some cases. If you are from non-IT or if you are from other case also, maybe you have studied in your school level, right? I think so, right? So what is conditional statement? First, we need to understand what is control statement. Control statement is simply to control the flow of execution of your program. Controlling the flow of execution of your program. Simply call that as control statement. So we are having two different types of control statements. One is conditional, another one is looping statements. Okay, why we need to control our flow of the execution? That means based on some criteria, based on some logical requirements, I need to execute that program. Then we need to compulsorily control that execution. Okay, so based on logic, based on some criteria, I need to execute that program. In the sense, compulsorily I need to control it. Then only I can able to execute as per my requirement. As per my requirement. Otherwise, it won't execute as per my requirement. It will execute as it is. As it is, right? So that's what we are using this control statement. These things are playing major role in our programming. Okay, for example, variable, data types, conditional control statements, functions, classes. These five things are very important in all kind of programming language, not only in Python. Okay, starting from variable, data type, control statements, and then function and classes. These five things are classes means like in object oriented programming we will be creating. Okay, so these five things are very important in case of our programming language. Clear? So now, what is conditional statement? That means like based on some condition checking, we can able to control our flow. We can able to control our flow. So in this conditional statement, we are having if, else, and then in Python we are having else if or if else as elif. Else if or if else as elif we are having. Okay, so these are the keywords present here. Automatically you can see elif, else, and then if keyword. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So first we need to understand what is if. What is if? Any idea? Any
Condition
idea?
is used to satisfy to check whether the two conditions are perfect or not.
Okay.
Neither nor conditions.
Check check one of the conditions to true or false.
Okay. So if means it will check a single condition at a time. Single condition at a time. That is the first case. But second case we can check multiple condition using logical operator in between. Using logical operator in between, like and or. Okay, these two things we can use it in between to check multiple conditions inside if itself. Inside if itself. Okay, coming to else. Else means if not no conditions are satisfied, like nothing is satisfied in the sense automatically your else statement will be executed. Okay, in your if no statements are satisfied, no statements are correct in the sense automatically your else statement will be executed. Okay, coming to elif. Elif in the sense to execute multiple conditions for multiple scenarios. To execute multiple conditions for multiple scenarios. For example, in if we'll be using one condition with one scenario. Okay, and then if I want to use second scenario with second different condition, in the sense I need to write elif statement. I need to write elif statement. We can't perform the say different scenario in same statement. Different, we can use it in nested if other cases, but normal if condition we can't able to perform it. Okay, so that's why we are using the satisfied method called elif, like to check multiple condition for different scenarios, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to explain this simply. Okay, so I'm just taking a equal to 5. Okay, next I'm going to use the statement called if to check the condition called a equal to 4. Okay, and then as I said, we need to put colon. Okay, so conditional statement, looping statements, function, classes, exception handlings, everywhere we need to put this colon compulsory. So if I press enter, automatically the indentation space it will take. It will automatically come inside this specific if statement. Are you able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just I'm just simply using print statement. You can write any logic as per your requirement. Okay, so here I'm just mentioning the inside if. Now I'm going to write else. Why I need to write else, in the sense you can't this is not compulsory, but you need to write it as per the programming structure. You need to write it because whenever the if condition is not satisfied, automatically the else block will be executed. So else will not take any condition checking. Else will not take any condition checking. If you are giving, automatically it will throw you an error. Okay, you can see red color. So else will not take any condition checking. Else will be the empty block which will be executing the statement inside in it. Clear? So everyone, please remember these things are very important cases. Okay, so now tell me, this is simple statement I have written. So in this, based on my input, which thing will be executed?
Inside
Yes, sir. Inside else.
Inside
Else.
else. Right? Because my condition is what? I'm using the equal to comparison operator or relation operator. I will tell you in operators also we will see that. So I'm just checking a is equal to 4 or not. So my a value is 5. 5 is not equal to 4. So this condition is false. So this condition is false. Automatically it won't go inside this. So it will come out of the if and then it will print automatically this else statement. Okay, I'm trying to execute this. You can see I'm getting the output call inside else. Right? Everyone able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Don't sit simply. Clear? No doubts, right? Fine. Now I want to check multiple condition in if itself. What I can do? I can use and. Okay. A greater than 6. Okay. So what is this meaning of this statement? If statement.
In logical operator.
I'm asking the total meaning.
A equal to 4 and A
When both the conditions
A
are
less
A
greater than equal. Both condition is true, then
we'll check
print
both the
the
conditions.
then print statement is print. If both condition is true, if part is printed, otherwise else part is display.
Right. Getting the output in else.
Now tell me what is this both condition is true or false.
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 Both cases are false. Then automatically your else statement.
Help.
Okay, understood, right? And means both should be true. Then only it will come inside the specific if statement. Okay, so now I want to check the same case in elif. Okay, I'm just removing this logical. You can use it, no issues. With this also you can able to write as elif. So in elif, I'm writing one more condition. For example, a inside elif 1. Okay, next one more elif a less than or equal to 5. Print inside LF2. Now tell me in this case which thing will be printed.
Inside LF1.
Inside elif1, inside elif2.
No, sir.
Inside
Inside
LF1,
LF1.
sir. First statement is
Inside
second
Close and
elif1,
apply
sir.
terminated program.
inside LF1, sir.
Inside elif.
So always remember,
Yes, sir.
if any two statements are true, it will print only the first statement. It won't print all the true statements. That you need to remember. Clear? So here the first inside elif itself, inside elif1 itself true. So automatically it will print that statement, and then the execution will be stopped. The execution will be stopped. We can't able to print, we can't able to execute multiple true statements in your conditional checking. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That you need to remember always. Right? Everyone understand? Okay, so this
Yes,
is
sir.
normal conditional statement. We will see nested if. Okay, so we will see the topic wise in nested if also. We will see nested if. How can we write? That is simple case only. Inside uh, if statement, we need to write one more if else. That is simply nested if statements that we can see. Okay, so as of now, keyword you are able to understand this concept, right? So now from this concept, I'm going to give some simple first assignment, right? Uh, find the largest number, sorry, number among 9 numbers using only this if else, and then some conditions like operators you can use it. Okay, so this is your first case. Find the largest number among 9 numbers. Try to complete it by today itself, max to max. It won't take much time, so try to complete today itself. Right?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So go for next.
Sir.
Okay, so next in your control statement, next thing is your looping statement. Next thing is your looping statement. So looping statements also, yeah, controlling statements where it's controlled based on the input and as well as some condition. Okay, so based on the input as well as some conditions. Okay, so here in Python we are having only two things only, like for and while loop. Okay, we don't have any do while loop in Python, but we can able to achieve it, but we are not going to use that do while anyways. Okay, we always use for and while only. So there is no do while representation in Python. Okay, we can see that both cases will be in the keyword for and then while. Are you able to see? Both cases will be in keywords. Okay, so now what is for loop? Any idea? Looping means you can able to understand it will execute multiple times. That is called loop. Okay, so what is for loop?
For loop means repeated statements.
So for loop in the sense simply a iteration method, iterate method, where it will be iterate based on the set of input elements. Set of input elements. So the input elements will be taken as range or some multiple elements. It won't taken as single element always. Okay, not only in Python, in all programming language. Okay, so it will recognize some array of elements or list of elements or set of elements. Okay, with comma separated values, it will be taken. Okay, so in Python we are having for loop structure also. For loop properly, we can able to use that for loop statement. Okay, let me show you the example for loop without input data type. So because I have not taken any data types as of now, so I'm going to take the inbuilt function. I'm going to take the inbuilt function called range function. Inbuilt function called range function. Okay, so range function, let me write the syntax for range function first. Okay, in command. So range function, it will allow 3 parameters, but we are going to take 2 only. So third one, it's not compulsory one, we can take if you want. Okay, second one also it's not compulsory, but we need to take for our understanding. Okay, first one is starting value. Okay, I will mention itself. First one is starting value, like it will be integer, same case, only integer. Range function will allow only integer values. Clear? Starting value, comma, ending value. Okay, so this case plus or minus 1. Why plus or minus 1 in the sense? Based on negative and positive inputs. Based on negative and positive integers, it will be added as plus or minus 1. So if it is positive integer, ending value minus 1. If it is negative integer, ending value plus 1. Clear? And then third one, it's a increment value, like in the range from starting value, I need to increment by 2. For example, starting value is 1 in the sense, in default, it will increment next value by plus 1. Okay. But if I mention the increment value like 2 in the sense, it will increment by 2, like 1 plus 2, 3. Next value will be 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7. Like that, it will increment till that ending value. Till that ending value. But don't confuse now this case. Okay, just understand only the starting value and then ending value plus or minus 1. Clear? So now I'm going to use this range function input for representing the for loop concept. Okay, so after taking data types, you are going to use only the data type inputs like string or list or tuple inputs. You are going to use it. Okay, but as of now, I'm just making it. Okay, use for keyword and followed by for loop variable. Followed by for loop variable, you need to use it. Okay, and then this also one keyword in. We need to use this in keyword. Okay, so you can see here it is there in keyword. Are you able to see this? Highlighted it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in keyword is a operator also. It's a like membership operator. You'll be calling that as. So what is the use of this in keyword in the sense? It is used to check the value present inside the list of element or range of inputs. Okay, it will check and then it will get back in for loop. Okay, next sequence values are there or not, first value, second value, third value. So sequence value there or not, so it will check and then it will return. Okay, but coming to operator level, so in membership operator, it will, if it is there, our input, it is present inside the specific sequence elements or list element in the sense, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, that we will see in operator, don't confuse now. So currently this in for loop will be taking the next value from the range of inputs. Okay, so I'm just taking it as 0. Is, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Now, yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But it's not moving. Let me see. Let me reshare it. Okay, now it's visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now tell me in this case, what will be the output I will get? Zero to 9. How it will print? How it will print?
Consecutively.
Means
Consecutively. Incrementing with 1 by default.
Side by side.
it won't print side by side for each loop, each value. You can see. Are you able to see the output? For first loop, the value will be 0. Second loop, it will be incremented to 1, next value in the range function. The next value till that ending value, it will print. So ending value, why it's coming 9 in the sense, always 10 minus 1, Ending value minus 1, right? So ending value is 10. 10 minus 1,
9.
9. So that's why it's printed till 9. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so for our understanding, I used range function, but range function we will use for some cases. Logic purposes we will use, but mostly the looping will be happen based on the inputs, list of inputs or tuple of inputs or string inputs. Based on that, we will be taking that. Clear? Okay, so now coming to while loop. What is while loop? See, inside this, I used everywhere only print statement. You don't think like we need to use only print. We need to write the logic inside this as per our logical requirement. As I told, right? So here I have used only the print statement. So for your program, you need to write as per the statement, logic statements. Okay. So for example, A is greater, B is greater, C is greater. We need to write it. Clear? So what is while loop now? While loop. Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is while loop? Any idea?
When iteration is not fixed, we can use the while loop.
Not getting.
When
you give me
iteration is not fixed, we use while loop.
Repeatedly executes the code until that loop get out, sir. As long as the condition is being true, it will keep on going. Only it comes when we make that condition as false.
Right. So as I told, looping statements will be performed based on inputs as well as conditions, right? So condition in place in while loop will be using conditional checking. And while loop will be using conditional checking, or else simply direct input also will be taking. Two cases we can able to do. Okay. So for example, same here, I'm just taking a equal to 5. Okay, a equal to 5, or else I'm directly taking, but directly means we can't able to increment. Okay, y a equal to 5, while of a. Okay, while of a means like condition itself true. Okay, whenever the condition is true, then only the while loop will start execute. Okay, I'm just printing it a. Now tell me what will happen. What I have given, I have taken an input for while loop. So while loop, while of a is there, a is present, value is there. So automatically this is true. Automatically it will come inside this, and then it will start execute the print statement. What will happen?
It
This
goes
case.
on printing, sir, because every time it reads A as 5.
That means
As it
like
is continuously
infinite loop.
infinite loop, yes.
The meaning of this loop is called as infinite loop. Okay. So to make that loop as finite loop, what we need to do? We need to do increment or decrement of the input. We need to do increment or decrement of the input. How I can do increment or decrement? In the sense we are having the assignment operator. We are having the assignment operator. So using that we can able to increment or decrement. So what I'm going to do, again a equal to, I'm reassigning by decrementing this value. Then only it will make it as a 0. Okay, otherwise 5 plus 1 plus 2, if I make it in the sense, it will go till that n number of values. Okay, so if I decrement in the sense 5 minus 1 4, next loop 4, 4 minus 1 3, next loop 3, so like that it will decrement till 0. Automatically it will print, because 0 will be false, condition will be false. A equal to 0 means while 0 condition is false, because 0 means false value, right? So automatically the condition false. So till 1 it will be executed. So we need to do the decrement here. Okay, if it is negative value, you can able to do increment based on the value input. Okay, so now we can see the decremented value, decremented loop. Are you able to see this? Any logic you can able to write it. Okay, for your understanding, I have gone simple thing, but any condition here also you can check the condition. A is greater than 0. That means condition is true. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
A is greater than 0. So that means condition is true. Okay. So this also will happen properly. Is also same case, same output, right? So any cases, any logic as per your requirement, as per your need, you can able to make it. Right? Any doubt till now? Any doubt, guys?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Coming to the next two keywords, which will be used in same looping statements, right? So one is your break, another one is your continue. What is break and continue? Any idea?
Stop the particular situation. Particular
Break
situation.
means stop the
Whenever
execution.
we want to stop the execution of the current running task and we need to move to the next one, then we
Okay.
use the break statement.
Yes. So for your understanding, I'm just using it directly in loops. Okay, because loops is running multiple times. So I'm just going to execute some condition to that, then I can break it. Okay. So for example, here what I'm going to do inside this for loop, if a equal to something like 5. Okay, a equal to 5, in the sense I'm just breaking this loop. Okay, so what will happen now? What will be the output I will get? Break. Simply you can mention break. It's a keyword. What will happen to now?
Up to a equal to 5, it prints, sir. After that, it comes out. The next execution won't be happen.
The output, exact output.
0 to 5.
Sure. Are you sure? Let me
No, sir.
execute.
No, sir. No, sir. 0 to 4.
0 to 4.
0 to 4.
My print is outside the if. It's not inside the if. So if a equal to 5, that means if a value is 5, in the sense the loop is breaked, the execution is breaked. So automatically the print will not be executed. So till 4 only it will be printed. That means till previous loop only it will be printed. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just removing this break and then I'm just making it as continue. Now
Skipping the current state, current number state.
it will skip the conditional value. It will skip the condition checking value. Balance values it will be executed. Why it is skipping, in the sense because the print statement is not inside the if. Print statement is not inside the if you want to, you can able to use it that value also separately, but it's not inside this specific if. So it will skip only the 5 and then it will print balance values from 0 to 9. Okay, you can see it skipped only the 5. So balance cases it's printed. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So that's it for today. Do this program, and then apart from this I will give some more programs related to this loopings and while loops. Clear? And also for if condition I will give some more programs. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any doubt please ping me.
Okay, sir.
If you're not able to understand, if you're not able to make it, please ping me. Clear? Don't wait for the next question and don't wait for the anything. Right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Thank you all. We'll see you in the next session.
Thank you, sir.